Come on, tell me this game gets picked up. Don't tell me I have to do some funky stuff. Could try to relaunch this admin. See if that works. We'll try relaunching this admin first before we do any like window capture. Okay, not a whole lot of luck with that. Okay, let's try window capture then. Not display, but window capture, please. And that seems to work, but now it's on top of me, and we don't want that, despite me maybe wanting that. Don't worry about it. Okay, where did the game go? Now I don't see it at all. Okay, is that where I want it? I think that's where I want it. Can I like properly full screen? Is that a thing I can do? Maybe not. Well, it's gonna have a small little clipping thing on the bottom then. We'll see if I can like do anything about it eventually, but hello and welcome back to more Spooktober Cute Girls Are Scary. And today we're playing Kubitori Sarasa. Which has a scary girl in it. And right now the sound isn't enabled, so I will enable the sound. Let me turn it down a little bit, because I feel like last stream had a little bit too much game volume, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I'm also going to try disabling some filters. And let me know if that sounds okay. Because I feel like last time, when I talk or when I'm being loud, it kind of cuts it out entirely. And I don't want it to cut out entirely, but see how it works. We'll see how it works. I'm gonna have to play this on keyboard and mouse, I think, because I don't think this has controller support, so... This is a work of fiction, and in relation to real persons, organizations, or events is purely coincidental. Charon or Charon? Not sure how to pronounce that. The piercing cold snow continued to fall. During this season, the wrath of Mother Nature shows no sign of slowing down or stopping. This is a remote mountainous area. A man's shadow is seen walking along the road, which is covered with snow up to his knees. All the cars on the road had stopped moving, the phones were disconnected, and no help was coming. Was at a loss deep in the mountains, unable to pick up a single signal. Has no choice but to evacuate, but on the way he was separated from his beloved wife. A poor man who was separated from his love by Mother Nature. Where he's headed and whether he'll even make it back alive, no one can say. Where are you? Where are you? The man seemed to have tears in his eyes as he mumbled something. In the midst of a great snowstorm, he searched for his loved one with bloodshot eyes. He was sweating even in these sub-zero conditions as he was in a great hurry. Wandering alone in the middle of a blizzard, anyone could see that only a cruel fate awaited him. The heavy snowstorm obscures his vision. Hey, welcome Lindy, good to see ya. It was getting fiercer and fiercer, and he could hardly stand on his own 2 feet. Even so, as if searching for something to hold on to, he struggled his way through the pure white world. It was then that his strength reached its limits. Something I click? What is this? Suddenly, he saw an orange light swaying in the distance. What is that? The man strained his eyes, but he couldn't make it out clearly. In this bad weather, there was no way for him to see what it was. It took one step, then another, carefully, and finally it became clear. Better not be a cute girl. A person. A person was there. A person holding a lantern in their hand from which an orange glow emanated. It wasn't his wife, but the mere fact that another living being existed in this hellscape was reassuring. More than anything, just knowing there was another human being around made him feel less tense. He put his hand to his chest in relief and walked quickly over to the figure. Oh no! A cute girl! Horrifying. See, I'm conflicted now because the character I'm playing as has a wife. Hail, traveler. At a distance, where the figure's face was clearly visible, they called out to the man. Standing there was a young woman. A very scary young woman. What's the matter? What are you doing here in a place like this? Her features were beautifully formed. That's such a weird thing. Her features were beautifully formed, and her voice had a lovely tone, like a ringing bell. Okay, we're just going full on in, huh? This is how you write horror. You just have to really describe how cute the girl is, and that makes it scary. Her luscious black hair was swept by the wind as she stared worriedly at the man. You think I'll get stabbed if I say I'm looking for my missing wife? I'm looking for my missing wife. I see, so you lost your way. Her brow furrowed in thought for a moment, and then she smiled at him as if she had made up her mind. This is certainly no place to be standing around. My home is just around here. Why not stop by? I don't know, is my wife there? As soon as she said that, she turned around and started to walk away. In spite of the poor visibility, the woman walked as if she knew the way. Under these circumstances, her confidence was an uplifting sight to behold. Let me know if the microphone audio is fine. I'm trying some slightly different stuff. I'm not sure if that's going to cause the microphone to peak a bunch. Yeah, do let me know if there's any bad audio. I would appreciate it. The man nearing the limit of his physical and mental strength decided to do as she suggested. What about my wife? What about my wife? What if my wife is a cute girl? That would be scary as well. Maybe it's best that we don't find her. The fire in the hearth burned with a crackling sound. The gently flickering flames quickly warmed even his freezing body. This hut was very warm, a little old but sturdy and well built. It wasn't spacious, but it was more than enough for one person. Oh no, that's very cute. No, oh that's... I feel threatened. I see, that must have been quite difficult for you. She was brewing tea as she listened to the man's story. A green liquid is poured from the teapot, spitting out steam as it splashes into the cup. As the man watched, he was struck by memories of his own childhood. Oh, too close. Here, drink up. The man took it and wrapped his hands around the teacup to warm them. Normally, he would flinch from touching such a hot object, but right now, it felt about right. You must be cold, aren't you? A warm drink is the best medicine for a cold body. His cold body and mind are gradually regaining its warmth. If he stayed outside as it was, the man won't go unscathed. He was lucky to have met this woman by chance. Or was he? Bomb, bomb, bomb! At this point, it's no exaggeration to say that she is the man's savior. Or what about my wife? However, this is not the time to sit around leisurely. Suddenly remembering his original objective, the man felt anxious. While he sits around like this, his wife might be wandering outside in the cold snow. The man can't sit around doing nothing as he suddenly stood up. Where are you planning to go? Calm down. You're not planning to walk along those snowed-over roads in this state, are you? I gotta find my wife. I understand that you're impatient. Finally, someone who understands that I'm impatient, though. At least get some rest before you go. Although he is perplexed by her words, the man sat back down and calmed down. He picked up the tea as he calms his mind, as he lets out a tired breath. The man closed his eyes as he smells the tea's fragrance. From that tea, he can smell something similar his grandmother used to put into tea from when he was young. Chloroform. Such a ridiculous thing in such a serious time when my wife is missing. This hut's warmth is able to make me forget all of my pain. Cute girls are scary. They are! So scary. You may call me Sarasa. For as long as I can remember, I've been living here alone. Now where do you want me to put the emphasis on your name, Sarasa? Is it Sarasa? 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 Why is such a frail young woman living all alone all the way in such a remote area? It's very scary. Rather, it's very unusual for a person to live so deep within the mountains. I wonder how does she manage such things like food? Where does she store it? As a lot of questions kept popping up, the man decided to ask her, "Why are you alone?" Let's see, where should I begin? The woman is staring into the air, thinking as if about something as she begins to talk. Both my father and mother has passed away a long time ago. Originally, my family used to live in a village nearby, but as she reaches that part, the woman paused for a while. I guess it's safe to say we got kicked out of the village. It can't be helped, I wonder if this is the best choice for both the village and us. Sarasa is looking at the distance, as if recalling something sorrowful. Being chased out, hearing those words, the man could only imagine the sorrowful scene. I should stop asking questions and pry into her personal circumstances any further. Dear traveler, it's about time. After you're done resting, are you planning to go out again? Yeah, I have to find my wife. You better call it off for today. The blizzard is still raging outside. Are you planning to die? But what about my wife? If she's out there, that would be really bad. Something dangerous called Kubitori lurks around these parts. Going out this late at night is very dangerous. Kubi. Isn't Kubi, like the neck? And Tori would be a bird? A neck bird? Don't say such bad things. If you want to leave, better to do it tomorrow morning. If you want to leave, better to do it tomorrow morning. If you don't mind it here, you can stay for the night. Kubitori? There's a folklore about a monster attached to this land. It is said to go cut the necks of any travelers who wander around the mountain. Okay. I wonder if it's actually Tori as in bird, or if it's some other meaning of Tori, like, yeah, to remove would make more sense. Someone who takes away. So it's a monster who takes away your neck or removes you from your neck. Well, if you insist on going, then I'm not going to stop you. You may do whatever you wish. However, if the Kubitori comes and slits your neck, know that I've already warned you. I don't even have a choice! I don't even have a... Okay, well, I guess I'm staying for one night, then. I'm so scared. I'm more scared of her than I'm scared of a Kubitori, and then they might be the same thing, for all I know. You made the right judgment, dear traveler. Please don't worry and get a good rest. Well, you don't need to worry. Nearby, there is a village. I'm sure your wife's doing well somewhere around there. Hearing the man's reply, Sarasa felt relieved and smiled. Not to mention, the game is called Kubitori Sarasa, so, like, I thought Kubitori was gonna be her last name. Without saying anything, she prepared a warm meal and bed for him. Despite the situation, somewhere inside the man's heart, he feels both assured while also guilty. What is that? What am I looking at? As night comes, the raging snowstorm is not showing any sign of calming down. Instead of settling down, it feels like it keeps on getting stronger instead. I wonder if my dear wife is safe somewhere out there. Sarasa, she mentioned there was a village nearby. I hope she's truly able to reach there safely. Honestly, I want to go look for her right away. However, if I venture out there carelessly, I might lose my own life. But if you lose your wife, you lose your life. No wife, no life. Is praying really the only thing I can do for now? Now then, what to do? What? Excuse me? I'm gonna go look for my wife. This is not the time to sit around in a place like this. I need to hurry and look for my wife. To receive such a warm reception alone by myself is just... At this very moment, somewhere out there, she must be trembling in the cold. The man hurriedly puts on his clothes. I'm expecting to just die from this and get a bad ending, to be honest. But I'm gonna try anyways. What's the worst that could happen? Get killed by a neck cutter? The man hurriedly puts on his clothes in the blink of an eye. He sneaks out of the hut quietly to not wake Sarasa up. The front of the hut was already dyed in white and barely visible. The never-ending blizzard has halted the man and blocked his way. The snow is piled up to knee level and the visibility is just the worst. He keeps on walking as he fought to try to not get caught by the snow, knowing that in the path ahead his loving wife awaits him. I walk and walk, yet I still cannot see anything in the horizon. Yes, there wasn't a single sign or a guidepost around here. Like this, my wife might already have died burned in the snow. Right at the moment she was about to give up. You can see a shadow resembling a building in the distance. With the tiny amount of hope he has left, he continued to walk step by step. How could this be? It's sunny here and the air is clear. It's like this very place is separated from the snowy mountains. He has finally arrived at a place that looks like a village lined up with old buildings. Where is this place? Could it be this is the village Sarasa mentioned before? The soundtrack is so haunted. I kinda like it. Still, why does it feel like there is not a single presence of a person? Feeling something is wrong, the man decided to enter and explore the village himself. That looks cozy though, that's a nice looking house. Inside the village, it was very quiet, not even a single sound can be heard. You're gonna find a lot of people that are just have their heads cut off or something. It's as if the man himself is the only one left in the whole world. After not being used for so many years, dust has taken over, covering everything inside the house. Ghost village. Gradually such words came into his mind. Perhaps this is a different village than the one Sarasa mentioned before. The man keeps walking as he is having these thoughts inside his mind. Looking down the path, he can see a trail of footprints that are not his own. I wonder whose footprints are these? Maybe it belongs to my wife. There shouldn't be anyone else this deep inside the mountain. Not entertaining the possibility of the footprints not being his wife's, he decides to follow the path. Following the small footprints, a trail that looks like something is being dragged can be seen. Were they carrying something huge as they dragged it? People might find that pleasing, but I hate being alone. For me, it varies a lot, but I've become more of a person who prefers to be around people than be alone. But I think I used to be the opposite in the past. The mystery is only getting more and more unclear. Following the footprints, he goes deeper and deeper, and eventually he found a particular warehouse that emanated an otherworldly atmosphere. The mysterious footprints appear to continue inside the warehouse. The man can feel that something is wrong. Even so, he still decided to open the warehouse door. The warehouse's door is exceptionally heavy, even a man would need to use all of his strength to open it. The door is slowly opened as it lets out a creak. At that very moment, a stench of something rotten surged into the air. Something has been left here for a very long time. A ray of moonlight penetrates the looming darkness inside the warehouse, as a pile of human bodies missing their necks started falling down. Can't say we didn't call that. Lying beyond that, a sight that caught my eyes was the mutilated body of my wife. Everything from the neck up was cut off, which is the head. It's just the head. It's, from the neck up, that's just the head. It's not that much more than the head above the neck, to be brutally honest. Her body is lying on the ground without a head attached. From the way it was carelessly scattered about, it's clear that it was someone's doing. My wife was murdered. I wonder what kind of creature would go around cutting off the necks. Could it be the neck cutter? As the man felt nauseous, he closed his mouth tightly right away, trying to hold it in, but to no avail. The white snow has now been sullied by his vomit. The shock of losing his wife, the sight that he shouldn't have seen, and the feelings of guilt assaulted his mind all at once. As he is panicking, he loses his strength and reached the ground while wheezing. I don't know what happened here, all I know is that my wife has been murdered by something. And the fact that there is a huge amount of corpses left behind here. Moreover, all the corpses are all decapitated. This is obviously something abnormal. There is no way for me to understand any more than this. I don't even know any further than this. No matter what I do, I can't calm down. It's dangerous to wander around these parts as the Kubitori might appear. To go outside this late at night is especially dangerous. Suddenly Sarasa's words came to my mind. Folklore about a certain monster that I heard from that hut. Don't tell me. Could such a ridiculous thing actually exist? Did you find her? A cold voice jumped in from behind of the man, all of a sudden. Oh no, cute girl. Dear traveler, haven't I already warned you that the Kubitori might show up around these parts? Standing in front of me, the ray of the moonlight, she spoke to a man with the same attitude as before. However, there is a definitive difference from before that would be... Grasped in her two hands was a huge sickle. Such a weird face you're making right now. Do you want to know how it turned out like this? She brandishes her sickle towards him as she gave him a cold glare. Unfortunately, but it's better that you don't know. Please don't resent me, dear traveler. It's your fault for not heeding my warning. The huge blade is swung vigorously as it cuts the wind. Yep, ripped. But what if we don't go to look in the village? I mean, if my wife's already dead, do I really need to look for them? That's some awful logic right there. Oh, we're not done? Interesting. To get good ending? No. No, I don't want to pick the assault option. The very old tale. There existed a certain village deep inside the mountains, isolated from the rest of the world. The village is said to be cursed every passing night. A monster would appear and cut the neck of any human within its sight. This monster's name is Kubitori. Although there is nobody who has witnessed its appearance, any traveler who happens to meet it will have their neck cut. Fearful of the existence of this folklore, the villagers performed a ritual to calm the Kubitori. Once every year, they would sacrifice a young child as an offering in order to ward off the evil. Oh yeah, of course, because that fixes everything. Should a child be chosen as the offering, they would be locked inside a warehouse, where they would be decapitated by a huge sickle. It is said that the purer the child was, the more effective it would be. In exchange for the cruel ritual, the Kubitori has been appeased, and the village is slowly regaining its peace. The villagers believe that as long as they performed the ritual, the village would be able to continue existing in peace. Now, be good and sit there obediently, no matter what happens and whomever may come. Never even try opening the door, do you understand? A young woman peeked through the small gap in the door and said this to the little girl. She seemed quite impatient, as if she was running out of time. Yes, I understand. No matter what happens and whomever may come, I won't open this door. With an innocent look on her face, the girl trusted the mother's words and did so without question. Wait here as you're told, like a good girl. I'll definitely come back for you. Yes, I will be a good girl and wait for mother and father to come back. You're such a good girl, it's a promise between us, okay? The young woman lets out a smile of relief as she closes the door tightly. The light from the hut is starting to disappear. Being left alone in the darkness, the little girl sits patiently as she waits for her parents to return. However, no matter how long she waited, none of them ever came back. How much time has passed? The girl's belly started to grumble. She hasn't eaten or drunk anything for days. She's reaching her limits. The promise, with dearest mother. Mother, please forgive me. The girl decided to open the door and walk outside, and then she finally understood what happened to her parents on that day. My parents are never going to return. I, who was chosen as sacrifice, is still alive, while both of my parents were executed. The fact is, both my parents gave up their lives for me. The girl cursed herself. She can't help but curse herself. And the village that drove them to their deaths. From then on, a few years had passed. Was it around the time the girl had grown up to understand what's going on? On that fateful night, the village is destined to perish. Such is a devastating sight, something that words cannot describe. The monster from the folklore came and devastated the village. The villagers' brutally decapitated bodies were all carelessly stacked inside a warehouse. Within a single night, the peaceful village has turned into a ghost village. Such is an inevitable thing. Kubitori dragged her big sickle covered in a red liquid running down from its blade. Muttered something as she surveyed the now silenced village. This was probably the best outcome there is. The villagers have been repaid for every drop of blood they shed for their offerings. The price might be too great for it to be redeemed within a single night. True end. Actually, true end, Kubitori. But, like, what about, like, what happened to the thing that was, like, killing people before her, like, before she took the role of killing people? Because shouldn't there be, like, another Kubitori out there? Like, she takes on the role of a Kubitori and starts killing the villagers, but there should be, like, an actual Kubitori out there as well, right? Otherwise, there wouldn't be a need to sacrifice people. What happens if I hit continue? No save data, okay. Well, then we start. Do I have soda? I have a little bit of soda. This game contains scenes of violence and grotesque depictions. Self some soda. I wonder if we can, like, skip ahead to the choices. This is the RPG Maker game as far as I know, so I think we might be able to skip dialogue by holding control. No? Alt? Shift? Nope. Then we're just gonna click fast. Oh, we went in the mountain, we can't find our wife, it's snowing a lot. Huh, where's the wife? Huh, I see a light in the distance. What's holding that light? I don't know, I'm gonna walk closer. There's a person holding the light. Huh, I'm glad I'm not the only one here. Puts on auto-clicker, yep. Oh, scary, it's a cute girl. I've gotten lost. And we follow her to her house. Oh, that's what this is. It's like a fireplace. That's what looks so freaky when the lights were out. Okay, so this seems to be the same. It reminds me that there's like an interesting dating sim game where you can't really choose your path. Like you can only choose one path in the first playthrough, and on the second playthrough, the person you picked in the first playthrough actually remembers your first playthrough. And it turns into be like a horror game or something. That'd be kind of fun to play at some point. I don't remember what it's called though. Let's see, what happened to your family? Yeah, it's the same story. Yeah, that's my plan. Something dangerous? Alright, and then we stay. Alright, I guess we stay now. That's what she told me to do. There's a blizzard outside. If I insist on going out, I may endanger my own life. I know better than anyone else that I shouldn't underestimate Mother Nature. No matter how long I ponder about it, no answers come to my head. Let's just call it a day. When tomorrow comes, I'm sure the answer will come on its own. Wrapped in the warmth of the room, the man tugged himself in the futon and drifted asleep. Maybe the red boxes mean it's changed? Huh. The sound of birds chirping fills the silence. Yes, the long grueling night has passed, morning has finally come. The storm appears to have passed, the sun is shining, unraveling this clear blue sky. Are you leaving already? As the man is preparing to set forth, the voice of a woman can be heard. There is no need for you to be in such a hurry, is there? You should take your time and then go. Although he's tempted after hearing such sweet words, he tightened and puffed his chest to show his determination. If so, then please be careful on your journey. The woman lets out a lonely smile as she sees him off. and after a while, as if having remembered something, she faced the man. "A moment, please, O traveler. As I'm listening to your story, I can only think of inexplicable things." Hearing her words, the atmosphere started to feel as if the very air was freezing over. "You said you got separated with your wife on the way here. But are you truly telling the truth?" As she said this, an unsettling silence filled the hut. The man stood there in silence and refused to answer the question. A car is driving along the mountain road. Pushing through the snow, it keeps going deeper and deeper into the mountains. Driving the car is a single young man with no one in the passenger seat. The man appears to be impatient about something as he wipes the sweat off his forehead. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm your new wife now." Pretty much. Eventually, the car stopped in front of a cliff as the door opens up. The man takes out a huge bag of the trunk and threw it at the bottom of the cliff. Did he kill his wife? The bag that's big enough to hold a person is rolling and makes its way down the cliff. What are you actually looking for? It appears that you aren't truly looking for anything, are you? Although her attitude was very cold, the tone of her voice was gentler than yesterday, as if prying into something hidden deep inside the man, luring it to come out. You were alone in the very first place, with no wife to call your own. There's nothing for you to lose, that's why you don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about having a wife anymore. It's better if she never existed. That way is more convenient for both you and me, don't you think? But then who did I see when I went to the warehouse that I thought was my wife? Am I just delusional? She stares into the man's eyes as she whispers sweet words in his ear. Cute and therefore very scary. That's right. You should forget about any other woman, just stay here with me forever. Yes. He wondered when did he start to forget. His wife was the woman right here all along. As he convinces himself, he starts to gently close his eyes. Now, my dear, let me make you comfortable. Whenever you are, I will accept it all and bear the burden along with you. Past or the present, it makes no difference now. Sarasa smiled as the man's neck rolled down the floor with a thud. Bad ending, false sense of security. I am scared to pick the third option. I'm gonna double check the contents of this game. Kubitori Sarasa. It didn't mention that there was any actual I don't think there's any explicit scenes. If there is, we'll just quickly swap scenes and remove it from the VOD. Because I'm starting to think the main character might not be a good main character. Because it sounded like they dumped a dead body at some point, unless that was a part of her hypnosis. Autoclicker! But not really. Apparently I'm looking for my missing wife that doesn't exist, or may not exist. It could also just be that the narrative is different depending on what you choose. I mean, it seems like the true ending is you getting friggin' killed in the warehouse when you find a lot of dead people. I mean, considering I got like my head cut off in both the other endings, I really hope this ending also gets my head cut off because it better. Because I'm about to be the scummiest of scum possible. Alright, time to get killed! Hopefully. Right now, in this place, there is only a man and a woman who are strangers. Under one roof, it's not surprising if something should happen. Succumbing to curiosity, the man decided to sneak a peek at the woman during the night. As the man snuck into her room, he pulled back the covers. Oh, it's you. Aren't you a bit late? I'm tired of waiting. Without realizing, he let out a grin and laughed at her unexpected reaction. He thought that she would refuse outright and become furious at him. He breathes wildly as he gets excited. It would appear that the feeling of ecstasy spreads all the way down to his lower body. You're such a lively man while you're entertaining me tonight. I've been waiting for this for a long time. A young man just like you. The music is getting spooky. Go ahead and gloat. That cold and calm look of yours, I can't wait to shred it into pieces. He licks his lips as he thought about all these terrible things. He can see a white snowy valley from the loose part of her kimono. The man reaches out his hand into the mounds on her chest. When suddenly the world started to shake violently and rotate. Due to that shaking, the man fell and hit his chin on the hard floor. He panicked and tried to look around him, however, his body won't listen to what he says. As if his consciousness was placed somewhere else. What's wrong, dear traveler? It seems that you haven't yet comprehended what has actually happened. She puts her hand on her cheek as she lifts up the man's face. Deserved. Laying on her chest, the man can see a decapitated body. The body of a man lying on the floor. With nothing above his neck, a gush of red liquid is flowing from the open cuts. Yes, the man's neck had been taken by the Kubitori. Is this the punishment for his foolishness of trying to devour a woman? I mean, it happens regardless, but let's say yes. A deep sound of agony fills the entire room. Whether it's from regret or if it is from pain, nobody but him knows. He can only resent his very own shallowness. As he screams out an indescribable cry for eternity. Bad end, the sinner of lust. And that should net us all the art for this game. So that is Kubitori Sarasa. No matter what you do, you end up being killed. Is it because cute girls are scary, or is it because you're a scumbag? Maybe it's because of both. That is gonna be it for now. I will look for more games about cute/scary girls, and we'll be playing more of those soon. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. And even if I don't, have a great day and have a spooky October. I'm gonna peace out. Alright, bye-bye.